So you get your shot here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing one of the lights by removing the
in an Oakley Mega Tower.
So the way we remove it is we grab onto the middle of the light bar, and some get removed easier. Some may have to go through a little bit of a curvature before they get removed. So once it gets removed, what we want to do is we want to extract the lighting strip from this plastic housing. And the best way to do that is we got to remove this end cap. That's what's holding the lights in place. One easy way is using a wire cutter, and by gently putting the wire cutter between the hole and the outer part of this end cap, we can crack this end cap and it comes off fairly easy. The main point here is we don't want to damage the wire, because then it takes a whole bunch of rerouting of the wire. So what I'm doing is I'm cracking it in one place. I use even twisting the light, cracking the back side of it as well. By now I should be able to, even if I have to do it in the third place, I can do that. Now my end cap is pretty much cracked open. Maybe even use the wire cutters a little bit more to widen that opening. And the whole time I'm being pretty careful not to damage the wire. So now the end cap is out of the way. The lights get removed gently. What we don't want to do is we don't want to crease this or make a sharp bend into the light, because that would break the solder joints. This part gets thrown away. The replacement. One side has the wire tie hole. That's the side that we want to use. And by the way, these replacements, the lens should be already in place. If not, you guys can insert the lens on site. So the wire tie gets inserted from the back side, with the chunky part of the wire tie sticking out the back like this. With one hand we hold the wire tie out of the way. The lights gets inserted facing up, not facing down this way, facing up, and
towards the lens.
And within this extrusion there's a channel that the lights will fit inside of. One good way to do it is you start one side of the light, and the other side would remain within that channel, and it gets inserted in fairly easy. This should be a pretty easy process. If you feel any friction or if the light does not go in, that means it's not in the right place. If it goes in too easy, you may not be inside the channel either. So we look at this end, the far end. You can move back a little. I'm just making sure that the lights are within the channel looking from this end. So now that it is, I'm going to capture the wire on this end with that zip tie. So this zip tie is going to act as a strain relief for the wires, to make sure the light and the wire doesn't get pulled out. So I'm tying the zip tie. I don't have to super tie it. The whole point here is for the light not to slide in and out. Cut the excess part of the zip tie. To put it back in place,
insert the wire side first.
Insert the wire side first, and you bow out this with your hand gently. This could take a pretty good arch without it damaging anything. So this side goes in first. I bow this out. I put the other side in. Give it a little push, make sure it's nice and seated. I'm done.